Hi class, this short video is going to introduce you to our first assignment, the analytical summary. Please know you can find the complete instructions for the analytical summary on our class website. So make sure that you go to the class website and read over the complete instructions carefully. Our analytical summary is reading like a writer. So this is going to be slightly more than just a play-by-play of the facts inside of the essay. The analytical summary is 3 pages long. Those are 3 double-spaced pages, or about 900 words. And it should be a summary of one of our 2 course readings. In this case, either America is Facing a Literacy Crisis or First Year Composition Prepares Students for Academic Writing. We're doing a lot of work with those essays in class, so you should have plenty to build on. But again, this is not just a summary of what they say, it's also an analysis of the writer's rhetorical choices and their writing choices. So we're going to be explaining why the writer does what they do. So here are the instructions. In an analytical summary of at least 3 complete pages, write an extended analytical summary of an assigned article that describes all major claims and evidence while making a clear argument about the choices the writer made. Be sure to consider the audience, context, and purpose of the text you are summarizing, and indicate how and why the evidence, organization, and/or the logic used in the text is effective for the specific situation. You should not use any quotations from the source text. So basically what you're going to be doing is describing the essay of your choice. As you describe it, you're going to explain why the author uses the evidence they do and how that evidence or how the claims or how the logic is appropriate for their audience, context, and purpose. So you need to do some pre-writing for this, and a lot of this pre-writing are things that we're already doing in class. First, you should read and annotate the essay. Make sure that you define any terms that you're not familiar with. You can't do a summary unless you actually understand what you've read. Next, you're going to need to identify the major claims. So going through the essay of your choice very carefully and figuring out where is the author making arguments, where are they making claims, and how are they supporting those claims. You should also analyze the rhetorical situation. So think about who the audience, what the context, and what the purpose of the essay of your choice is. That's going to help you explain why the author is making the moves that they're making. And then finally, recognize your own response to the essay. Do you agree or disagree with it? If you disagree, you're liable to be looking at it in a biased way. So you just need to be aware of that so that you can make sure that you're representing it carefully. And then also make sure that you're not falling into the trap of the closest cliche syndrome. Make sure that you actually understand what the author is really saying, not kind of the nearest cliche to what they're saying. Next, work on planning your draft. Remember, summaries should be chronological. They should take us from beginning to end through the essay or through the text of your choice. You want to describe what the writer is doing, which means you need to analyze whether they're stating a claim, making an argument, refuting a counter-argument, using supporting evidence. You need to understand what they're doing before you can describe it. You need to explain why the writer is making the moves. It's not enough to say that, this author argues X. You need to explain they argue X in order to demonstrate what. Make sure that you're using transitions throughout so that we're going from paragraph to paragraph and even within paragraphs, linking our ideas together and showing relationships between the ideas. And then make sure that you're using signal phrases. Remember, as our textbook tells us, not everything is the author says or the author writes. People can argue, they can counterclaim, they can emphasize. So make sure that your signal phrases really lend a description to your draft. Finally, when you're ready to submit, this should be in either MLA or APA format. It's your choice. Either one is going to use double-spaced font with 1-inch margins. They're going to have appropriate headings on them and be appropriately formatted in the text. You should have no quotations from the text, so the summary should be completely in your own words. Make sure that it is a full 3 pages. Get onto that 4th page just to be careful. And 3 pages does not include random spacing between paragraphs. And finally, maybe most importantly, you haven't misrepresented the essay. So you want the complete essay or the complete text. You want to make sure that you're accurate and that you're not missing anything. Do you have questions? If you do, it's really important that you reach out for help. I'm always available through office hours, and you can always ask questions by email. So it's duniklm@pgcc.edu. I hope this has helped clarify our first assignment for you, and be sure to reach out if I can help with anything else.